What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 90 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me, equally as always, is Rick.
Hello, everyone.
Just a very quick update for people listening via the audio version of the podcast. Rick and I did a bit of a bonus episode, a Nonsense Review extra credit, although it kind of took the place of our retrospective for the week, and that was an Australian snack review. Now, the reason why we're telling you this is because it is a YouTube video exclusive, because fuck, you don't want to just hear us chewing for an hour.
Yeah, we also made a little bit of a tier list, so there is something to look at as well.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we thought it was a bit of fun thing to do, and we hope that anybody who clicks on it and gives it a bit of a watch will enjoy it at least a fraction as much as we did, because it was, I think it went pretty well.
It was okay enough for us to say at the end, hey, we might do more of these if people are interested, because it was fun enough to record.
Yeah.
But with that bit of homework out the way, those of you familiar with the podcast know what we like to do before we get into the meat of the review is touch upon the goings-on in the wide world, as well as things on a personal level. So with that in mind, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
I have paid absolutely zero attention to the outside world, apart from the fact that last time I looked, the US midterm elections hadn't conclusively ended. And that's pretty much all I can say about that, because it was inconclusive and we don't go political as best as we can.
Well, for what little it's worth, it appears that it's going to stay inconclusive, because no matter which side wins the last seat, there's still no majority.
Yeah. So, let's get on to the personal part, which is basically mostly me just being on Netflix and catching up with things. I caught up with Paranormal Park, and I know you finished season 1, and I've now finished season 2. Man, it's a fun ride.
I know season 2 involves some angel bullshit. That's about the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah, season 1 is demon bullshit. Season 2 is angel bullshit.
I'm sorry, semen.
Season 1, okay, yeah. But, yeah, I've looked on Barney's voice actors. It wasn't on the Twitter, actually. It was on an interview they did for an article on the online. And he says that season 3 is where it's meant to wrap up. So it's meant to be like a 3-part thing.
That's fine. I think you and I are both... We're a bit fatigued with shows that just keep going because they can.
Yeah.
Like, Amphibia is one of the golden examples of the creator was like, this is going to be 3 seasons. They had their 3 seasons, it's done.
The plan is 3, they do the 3. And I don't think it overstays its welcome because of that. Yes, we would like to see more, but we'd rather it be the way that it is than go on to like season 99 like The Simpsons has.
Simpsons feels like an institution at this point is the problem.
Yeah. Speaking of The Simpsons briefly, the Simpsons Halloween episode, I finally got to see it, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I've not watched it, probably not gonna. All I know is it's a Death Note piss take.
Yeah, part of it is a Death Note piss take, and, it was very well animated for The Simpsons. And, like, the last part of it is a Westworld thing that calls back to when Simpsons used to be good. They have, like, little lands of The Simpsons as a theme park, but it's like an episode land.
That's a meta joke I would not have expected from them.
It's actually pretty fun. That gets revealed in, like, the first 10 seconds, so it's not really spoiling what happens in that bit of the episode.
Rick, I don't give a fuck about Simpsons spoilers. I don't think anyone does. If you're following The Simpsons, you're going to be one of those people who just goes, oh, Simpsons is out, watch, done, boom, you know?
Yeah, thinking on it, there isn't really so much of a thing as Simpsons spoilers, is there? Because it always ends up with the status quo. Homer stays stupid, and Lisa just gets less fun every year. Oh, man. And the other thing that's a bit of a weird one, I decided to give Farzar another go, and every other episode apart from the first has been better than the first.
Yeah, but you also like Paradise PD, or whatever the fucking original was.
Yeah, I have watched every episode of Paradise PD, and yeah, season 1 was better than the rest of it, but yeah. And I think you even brought that up at the time, but the main villain and the main guy are both voiced by Scratch, which all I can think of now when I watch Molly McGee is them using this crass humour that they use in that show.
Okay, I can tell you this for a fact. I didn't bring that up. That's something you've learnt somewhere else.
Oh, I must have learnt it on my own. I went on a wiki dive or something. But yeah, it's been a lot of me watching shit this week and not paying very much attention to the outside world. But yeah, that's enough about me and mine. How about you and yours? How's your week been?
God of War Ragnarok! Ragnarok.
Yeah.
As of recording, it's been out for about 2 days. It's been fun. I'm going to spoil the shit out of the first 2 hours of that game, so if you don't want to, if you wish to remain unspoiled on God of War Ragnarok, I suggest you fast forward about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think they're gone?
I think they are.
Alright, cool. So this game is front-loaded as fuck.
Okay.
In the sense that everything that happens in the trailer pretty much happens in the first 2 hours.
Alrighty.
Which is a fucking good move to a certain degree, because that means most of the game is just like, I don't know what the fuck's going to go on.
Yeah, I can agree with that, actually, because, yeah, the trailer, okay, the trailer's only a few minutes, but they do jump around a lot and show you more than just the first 2 minutes of gameplay, because that would be a bit of a shit trailer, wouldn't it?
I mean, no. They've showed you barely fuck all, and yet the hype if run over.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. You fight 4 almost immediately.
Yeah, that was a closing shot of the trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you got about an hour of game before you get to 4, but when you get to 4, he's introduced in the same way he's introduced in the original God of War, and that is at the end of the game, you go to bed, you sleep, and then it basically fast forwards to the beginning of God of War Ragnarok, although we didn't know it at the time, where 4's just standing outside your cabin looking threatening. Except, obviously, there's been a few design changes since then, so we got Big Boy 4.
Yep.
4 makes Kratos look small, which is fucking magical.
That's pretty good.
And here's the big kicker. 4 kills Kratos.
Oh boy.
And that's not a joke. You have to fight 4 because you have to pay a blood debt, because you killed his kids and Baldur in the previous game. And what happens is there's a QTE where you have to mash circle, and I'm like, there's no way I fucked this up. There's a game over screen. Like, it comes up with the tip, and you're just waiting for the X button to fucking click retry. And as you're waiting for that to happen, 4 just starts talking and says, oh no, you don't get to stop yet. And he restarts your heart with the hammer of 4.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so you gotta keep fucking fighting him as well with like half health, and it's like, fuck's sake. Kratos got bodied. Like, oh fuck. We also get introduced to Odin immediately. Like, they're just, everything that was in the trailer immediately fucking like, no, this just happens. There you go. Now fuck off to the realm of the dwarves. I literally, I couldn't stop smiling the first 2 hours of the game. I'm going through a bit of a trek at the moment, which is getting a bit dull because I don't like fighting the enemies we're currently up against. But apart from that, it's good. I'm looking forward to doing more.
Good stuff.
So for those of you who buggered off, you have no way of knowing, but we've stopped talking about God of War now. The other thing on a personal note is I'm watching Black Panther 2 later on with a couple of buddies.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the Black Panther franchise. I'm pretty much going to watch it because my friends and I haven't hung out for a while, and it's the only film that they're interested in. So
yeah, especially now. Now there's no more Chadwick Boseman.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give a fuck even when Chadwick was Black Panther. Black Panther was cool as a member of the cast, but not cool enough for me to go, yeah, I want to watch a movie with Black Panther as the star.
Yeah, I feel you. Fair enough.
Fuck's sake, I didn't watch 4-3 because the 4 films were crap up to that point. I didn't watch Ant-Man 1 or 2 because Ant-Man's a loser.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you got one of this thing with the die-hard MCU fans that, like, you got to watch everything. It's like, no, you fucking don't.
Eternals taught us that, like, harder than anything else. There's too much Marvel, and I now will not blame anyone for skipping anything.
Yeah, for real, man. Like, just watch the things that look interesting to you. Like, the one saving grace of Black Panther 2 is we know Namor's showing up, aka the Submariner. I think that guy's a dick in the best of ways. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the big screen. Especially seeing as, I think I've covered it before on the channel, where he was in, like, possession ship hell for a long time, in that no one really knew who owned the rights to the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I want to touch on is, Chadwick has left a really big fucking shoes to fill, because he was a perfect casting, and honestly, as a voice actor, is where he really shone.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely adored his voice work in the What If series.
Yeah.
But as an aside, they're clearly going to make sure he filled the shoes of Black Panther. That's clearly the direction they're going, and the only reason why I'm a bit hesitant to support the film is I don't like that actress because she has been very vocal in the past about being anti-vaccine.
Yes, and she halted the filming because of how anti-vax she was.
Stop being anti-vaccine, you anti-intellect fucks.
Yep.
Because again, and we've said it before, and we'll say it again, people put a lot of stock in what celebrities say. They shouldn't, but they do, and this is going to harm people.
Yeah.
But yes, onto the wide world. Rick, let's talk about Yoshi P and bullshit.
Oh, that. Oh, man. Yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
So essentially what happened was is he was doing an interview kind of promoting but kind of just explaining shit for FF16, and Yoshi P got asked the loaded question that they like to ask, and that is, how come all the characters look the same, you know? And Yoshi P answered it in a perfectly normal and fine way, in my opinion. That's not the point of the story.
Yeah. The story is about the people, and there is diversity within the cast, and that's the diversity that's within the universe. Like,
well, I don't think he went into that much detail. You got to bear in mind as well, I'm pretty sure this was like a cross-language interview. I think he was being interviewed in English, which is not the guy's first language.
Yeah, so he can understand it. He can say a few things in English, but he will have an interpreter for it as well. So the interpreter will interpret his Japanese answers and give an English answer. But yeah, he's basically said that it's the diversity is there, but it's only within the setting. So even though it is kind of based on a fantasy version of like Spain kind of area and Europe in general, at a certain point in time, don't expect there to be like the diversity that the real world has right now.
In my opinion, and I could be wrong, my opinions often are, would it not be better to just have the guy do his vision, or do you want them to shoehorn in a character that's just there for the sake of being there?
Yeah, exactly. Because they've shoehorned in characters in the past and they've not worked well. And they've written good black characters in the past as well. They've got Barrett, who, he's a bit of a stereotype.
I was going to say Barrett's not a good example.
Barrett's a bad example. Saz Katzroy, I think, is one of the best written characters in FF13.
Yeah, and the thing, I think he gets a lot of leeway because he's the comic relief.
Yeah?
I don't think any character in 13 is written well.
Okay, but he's also the dad. Like, he kind of drives the plot more than the others because he actually has a son to go rescue.
I can't remember if I'm correct or not, but doesn't he put a gun to Vanille's head at one point?
Yeah, and then I think he puts it to his own head because like he finds out that Vanille's the reason that his son got crystalled.
Okay, FF13 writers, this is not what you do to your comic relief character.
Yeah, don't make them into nearly murderer / suicidal.
All that is to say, anyway, is this Yoshi P fucking interview picked up the internet e-warriors, and funny enough, it's already blown over, as we knew it would, because people have short memories and don't give a fuck.
Nope.
People want to be outraged for the sake of outrage. They read the headline and go, oh, fa. You got a bunch of people saying, we're going to quit FF14, and then they didn't. It's all a bunch of saber rattling, because yes, we stand with blah, 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 and it's like, I don't know about you, Rick, but I'm sick and tired of people screaming on the internet, but not actually doing anything.
Yeah, speaking of people screaming on the internet and not doing anything, Twitter.
Oh, that's later on. But yes, Rick, this is not a wrestling podcast.
Okay.
Got two very interesting stories, both from WWE.
Already?
One is from one Otis. He is a wrestler for the WWE, and he very happily announced that he's read his first book.
Okay.
Otis has been very private about this, and in fact, this is the very first time that he's sort of gone on a platform and said blah, 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 blah. Sorry, that's a bit rude, but he's dyslexic as fuck, basically.
Yes.
And he was unable to read, and WWE put him in touch with a private tutor, for a lack of a better word, and he's read his first book from cover to finish, and that was Pet Sematary, and he's using it as a bit of a platform to help potentially children who are dyslexic and can't read very well, to like, hey, doesn't matter how old you get, you can learn, you can do it. Might be a struggle, but you can. But yeah, the other bit of news is Raw is celebrating its 30th anniversary next year.
Okay.
Why is this important? Well, they released a logo.
All right.
The logo is the old school Raw is Raw logo, except instead of Raw is War, it's Raw is and then 3 X's to symbolise 30. And don't Google that.
Raw XXX, yep, no.
Anyway, that amuses me to no end.
Yep.
The final piece of news is, as you said, Twitter. Let's talk about Twitter for a minute.
Yep.
It's very hard to tell whether Elon Musk is an idiot or a secret genius. Why do I say this? On the one hand, if we take everything at face value, he is an idiot, but we also kind of knew that to a certain degree. On the other hand, perhaps he hated Twitter so much, he is just speedrunning destroying the platform.
so he can open another one as a competitor, or throw in his hat with other competitors.
I don't know, man. He's not making his money back. Let's put it that way.
No, he ain't. He's charging $8 a month for a verified check mark, which used to be basically a case of verification is meant to be this person is who they say they are.
It was pretty much designed as a way to stop people from going, "Hi, my name is The Rock, and I'm currently stranded in so-and-so. Could you send me $20 in iTunes gift cards?"
Yep. And since then, people have been paying for verification to change their name to Elon Musk and post funnier and funnier things.
Yeah, I think the one I saw was a long-stringed way of calling himself an idiot while also ending it with, "Hey, if you want to be like me, drink your own piss." But yeah, it very quickly shifted from Elon Musk going, Twitter's going to be a free place for freedom of speech, to about 2 days later where he said, if you take the name of someone famous and you're not them, you have to make it very obvious you're a parody account, because he was getting sick and tired of people taking the piss out of him. Basically, Elon Musk is a babby.
Yep, he can dish it out, but he can't take it.
He can't even dish it out. Every time he dishes it out, he gets a fucking comeback. And then he just doesn't fucking reply again because he's like, oh, fuck, I lost that one. Elon Musk is one of these fucks who thinks he is so intelligent. And to a certain degree, I can't blame him for thinking that, because he has a legion of fanboys telling him he's so smart, please let me suck your dick. But, none of his stuff is his. Again, everyone seems to think he's Tony Stark, but he's not. He's fucking Edison, at best.
Yeah, at best he's Justin Hammer. Like, he steals other things, puts his name on it, and makes a lot of money out of it.
Like, for real, this man was so petty and so wanted his name in the fucking history books, kind of, that when he bought enough Tesla to own it, he was like, cool, sign this so it says I was a founder.
Yep, like, anyone with Wikipedia knows that he wasn't, and yet the universe kind of thinks that he is.
Everything he does on a personal level fails.
Yep.
The only exception is PayPal, where he did invent PayPal, but when he sold PayPal, the people who bought PayPal were like, fuck, this code's a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of code, that was another story I read today. Elon Musk fired a bunch of coders, basically. I believe he fired the bottom 10% based on how much code they wrote.
Yeah, so there was nothing taken into account for what they wrote.
Yeah.
Or what they did, or how good at writing code they were. Because you can write a 2-line bit of code that does the same thing as a 30-line bit of code if you're not quite as elegant and not quite as good at writing.
Also, you don't know how vital that code may have been.
Oh, totally. Like, you could spend a week finding a problem that needed to be solved and then writing code to fix it.
Like, here's the thing, Rick. I'm illiterate when it comes to coding stuff. I don't know how to code. However, I play video games. I know if you want to do a thing, it's not as simple as going, do the thing. Well, it is as simple as do the thing, but you need to know how to write it out.
And, someone put the analogy of, it's like if he went to SpaceX and fired the bottom 10% of people who added the least amount of weight to the rocket. And apparently there's been a bit of a backtrack on this, pleading to rehire some of them because he fucked up.
Well, that's another thing as well. And again, this is the best thing about Elon Musk buying Twitter, is there's more and more news every day.
Oh, yeah.
One of the stories a few days ago, it might have been even a week ago now, was how one of the things he asked for as soon as he became in charge was he wanted everyone to submit the code they'd worked on. With the new information, this was probably the reason. But, the implication at the time was he wanted to check over all the code himself when he can't fucking do it.
Yep.
It's baffling.
I think what it says he wanted to do was hire his own kind of gang of elites who would pick through it. And his own gang are basically people who can just pay him back. So he can pay out of the company account and they can just be like Elon stans and donate to Dogecoin or whatever, I don't know. It's daft and it's silly.
If you like Elon Musk, or a fanboy of Elon Musk, hate to break it to you, but we're going to probably shit on him again next week.
Yeah, there aren't very many good billionaires.
I'd argue there are none, because they wouldn't be a billionaire if they were good. With that pleasant bit of news out of the way, Rick, we're continuing our adventure with My Little Pony Make My Mark.
Yeah. So, we're jumping straight back into My Little Pony Make Your Mark. It's part 2, episode 3, Portrait of a Princess. If you want to follow along with us at home, it's on Netflix. 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh yeah, we get the double Netflix logos, don't we? We get the basic one and then we get the MLP one.
Yeah, it's cute, but I don't know why you wouldn't just straight... I mean, it's obviously a Netflix decision and not a My Little Pony decision, but why wouldn't you replace the initial Netflix logo with the fancy one?
Yeah.
I think this is something that younger viewers might be able to relate with more.
Yeah, the good old TikToking and super live streaming all the time.
Like, the only reason I know what it is because my brother used to do them, but I've got no idea. Is she making a fucking Iron Pony suit? Do you see the fucking helmet?
I didn't. No. Oh yeah, there we go. It's got a quiff and everything.
Yeah, I think she's trying to become a superhero.
I'm kind of here for it.
Oh, magazines aren't that important, dear.
No. I'm just reminded of this one scam that someone did, and they had a fake copy of Time magazine with them on the front cover to prove themselves as an investor worth investing in. And
this would have been pre-Google days.
Yeah, did a big old pump and dump. But apparently, even with Google, this magazine cover was so prevalent that it just made it look like she actually was someone who'd been on Time magazine.
Jeez.
And yeah, very much did pump and dump. Took everyone's money as a pyramid scheme and then effed off.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, there's our sixth member.
See, this does you wouldn't be able to relate, but it does feel like the Sorceress and Bianca from Spyro 3.
Fair enough.
Man, she's still got my second favourite main. I like the Zips.
Zip and Pip.
Or specifically Zip, because it's all fucking rainbowy.
Yeah. Yeah, now that Zip is like becoming more techno focused and like she's kind of growing on me as someone who has her own niche.
Yeah. What?
That is actually a thing, though. We're going to have to change all of our money.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't really count. It's one of those problems where, like, 2 or 3 generations haven't had to change money. Well, actually, no, that's not even true, because the generation before us had to change from old money to new money.
Yeah, let's change from Warhammer money to real money.
Yeah, we've brought that up on the podcast before, but before Rick and I were born, Rick, maybe you might have been on the husk, I don't know. But,
it was like 10 years before I was born.
Oh, there we go. I don't know the exact year, you see, is the thing. But we went from fucking halvings and farthings, halfpennies, groats and oats.
Yeah. And shillings and all that.
And guineas.
I think a guinea was like £1.5p.
It is. Do you know why I know this?
Is it because like horses are sold in guineas or something?
That's absolutely correct. In the horse trade, guineas are still used during auctions, which is fucking stupid because a guinea is £1.05p.
Yeah. Garbage.
Also, whenever there's a horse racing, the pot is done in guineas as well.
That's so weird. But I think the actual reason in the modern day is that there's like a 5% commission. So when you bid in guineas, it's because like the same number of pounds is what the seller gets.
I guess. But that still don't make a lot of sense, because usually those fees are tacked on at the end.
Yeah, usually, yeah. Like, everyone knows what 5% is, and everyone has a calculator these days. So, it's outlived its usefulness as a tradition.
Well, it's also like, you don't even need a calculator for 5%. You do 10%, and then you half it.
Yeah. And if you can't do 10%, then you shouldn't be handling currency.
You're not wrong.
like a parrot, just put the curtain over her face and let her go to her own little world. Five selfies of having cucumber on your face.
Well, you got see. It's easier if you take a bunch in quick succession because then you can pick the best one. Because sometimes you move a fraction of an inch.
Fair enough.
I don't know if that's the actual reason. I was just making shit up.
I mean, it's part of it.
Do I seem like the type of fellow who takes selfies?
Exactly, yeah. So,
Number one, I'm hideous. Number two, I like video games. Well, you got tricked real easy.
Yep, it was a very easy way to... Oh, actually, she is actually being really nostalgic about it.
I've said it before, I'll say it again, I fucking love her wings.
Just in general, I think they're, like, way better designed.
I get what you're saying, but that's one of the benefits of being in 3D, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to draw them every time because the intricate model is now made.
Also, don't forget, as you said, the last generation of My Little Pony started out in Flash.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with the flower?
Yeah. I like the really basic, stupid detail of how good the wall looks behind them. Because like you can tell that someone's gone through and modelled the whole thing of cement that's been painted over. And it's not just like one static well, it is one texture, but it's not just one texture repeated over and over and over.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. I had a fucking feather on my shoulder, and I don't know where that came from.
You've got phantom pigeons.
Probably from the African grey parrot downstairs, but I still don't know when I went close enough to it to get a fucking feather on me. But you know, not a feather, one of those white bum fluff feathers.
Yeah, like a downy thing.
Yeah. That's going to sound really weird to the audience. I said yeah as I had the can up to my mouth. So it was just like, Urgh!
Just canned echo.
She's got cucumbers in her eyes. I don't think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Return of the Pipsqueaks.
Yeah.
Oh, right, they can just do that now.
Yeah, Earth Pony Magic, they're going all in on that. Like, we brought it up last time, but I think it is actually a kind of good thing that they're giving the Earth Ponies something to do that isn't just, oh yeah, we can grow stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, rich bitch.
Yep. I don't know anything about the thing that the help does. That's what the help is for. I went down to the Lidl and must have caught something off the paws.
That excuse worked.
Hmm.
I like how the guards look suitably suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that... Oh, yeah, she is a mum, yes. But yeah, the guards... I think the guards heard most of the plan as well.
Maybe. Oh, okay, cool. We're going to get a duet. Listen, I know it was an unrealistic expectation, but I wanted it to cut away for a second and then have her suddenly have, like, Kiss makeup on.
I'm half expecting it to rock out halfway through still.
No, I think that joke's flown the coop. That's fucking detective shit right there.
Yeah, so, yeah, turn off your pop-ups. But yeah, geotagging is actually a big deal. There was a picture of a dormitory from Russian conscripts, and I think they found out that they'd not turned off the geotagging, and they revealed where the dormitory was.
Fun. Thanks for that fun story during our My Little Pony stream.
My bad.
That being said, on the... I wouldn't say geotagging, but you got the fucking location on your phone.
Yeah.
General rule of thumb, I have that and Bluetooth off at all times because, I don't trust it. But the thing is, during the COVID pandemic, to have the NHS app running, you had to have it on all the time. So I was very fucking butthurt about that. And the thing that annoyed me the most is 9 times out of 10, it didn't even fucking work.
No, it didn't. Like, now and again, they just send out an alert to everybody.
Well, that's the thing. The only time I ever got alerts was when I checked into a place. Which, it's like, okay, but you checked into the place and it would be like a concert, and it's like, cool, there's 10,000 people. Well, not 10,000 people. There's like 2,000 plus people here. One person's probably going to have COVID within the next week, which means everyone gets fucking pinged.
Yeah, everyone gets an alert. My dad got one when he checked into a pub one time when all he did was be outside. Which, maybe he shouldn't have checked in if he wasn't going to go inside.
Well, it's one of those where, number one, it's better safe than sorry. Number two, there was that joke going around for a long fucking time where it's like, fuck me, Nintendo 3DS had a better fucking geotagging system than the NHS.
Because it had rewards.
Well, and also it fucking worked. Every person you went past while Street Pass was on fucking pinged.
Yeah, to a maximum of 10. But yeah, absolutely everybody. Like, if you went to a convention, you could, get your 10, 5, 6, 7 times.
Well, back in the heyday of the Nintendo DS or 3DS, whatever, when you went to a convention, there was always that hallway that was just people sitting down doing their Street Pass.
Yep.
And from a certain point of view, aka mine, I think that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it was kind of adorable. Like, the only reason that you wouldn't really do it with a Nintendo Switch these days is because it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, a bit more valuable as well. Like, Nintendo gets nicked, so that's about... Nintendo 3DS was about, what, 150 quid when it came out?
When it came out, it was, over 200. And that's why they gave a bunch of old Nintendo games away for free when they realised, we fucked up. We released this at Vita price and didn't give Vita quality. So, have some old Nintendo shit so you don't feel butthurt as we drop it by 100 quid.
Well, I'll put it this way. I never fucking bought a full price Nintendo 3DS because, of course, I didn't.
Yeah, by the time you got yours, they were a lot cheaper. And also, there were a lot of them on the market that, you could either get on an offer or pre-owned.
Well, I'm not going to buy... I don't buy pre-owned consoles. I don't see the point.
Fair.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing I love that they're showing really early on. In this type of show, because you see the joke in media aimed at older people of, like, okay, we're going out into the wild, and they go out to the wild, and it's like, cool, this is fun, and then they get lost. It's like, okay, no worries, you brought the compass and stuff, and the map and whatnot, and the guy that brought the stuff is like, yeah, I did, it's all on my phone. Oh, no signal, this is just a brick.
Yep.
It's like, there's a reason why, if you go trekking somewhere, you still take old school technology.
Yeah, totally. Although that said, like, even with no signal, a phone with preparation is still pretty good.
Okay, but
they never do it in media. They have to show how bad it can be without that preparation, because they know that most people are not going to do it.
I mean, sat phones exist.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually are going somewhere remote, you're going to take a sat phone.
Yeah, totally. Like, if you're going up a mountain or to Antarctica, you're going to need something that can talk to space.
Man, still blows my mind that Top Gear managed to do the fucking Antarctica trip on a car.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, that show is entirely played for laughs more often than not, but, some of the feats are still impressive.
Yeah. So when they went to find the source of was it the Amazon or the Nile? One of the big rivers, anyway.
It was the Nile, and they didn't actually find the source of the Nile.
They didn't find it.
They're like, look, it's coming from this pipe that comes from a tap. No, it fucking don't.
But yeah, they did do that whole trek, and it was a big old road trip for all of them and the crew.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing as well, is people seem to forget that, hey, the crew is doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah, totally. Probably even more dangerously, because the crew need to carry all the equipment, whereas the presenters just need to get there. So when they're on like a mountain road that's too narrow and they've got one wheel hanging over a cliffside, yeah, the crew is going to be doing the same thing, but with tons and tons of cameras.
Man, I remember specifically the bit you're talking about, because it was like the most dangerous road in the world, they claimed. But they also say that a lot, so... but yeah...
in the world.
I do remember they made a joke of Jeremy Clarkson pretty much just fucked off. And then at the end of it, it was like, oh, here's me, I'm praying for my two comrades, and he's made fucking little graves for them, and it's like, who thought this was funny?
Clarkson.
Okay, but like, who... Clarkson isn't the fucking editor...
He's not, but he drove a lot of the creativity on that show. If he thought something was funny, it would make it in.
I don't know, in which case they fucked up in the structure.
Yeah. The thing that made it okay is that you knew they were okay because they made it back and were broadcasting it.
It was still in poor taste.
Yeah.
Something Swamp Thing.
Yeah, he was a big deal in season 3 of Harley Quinn.
Yes, because is that not just because they got rid of Mark Hamill? Because the Joker fucked off for a bit and they needed Mark Hamill to do something else, so he reprised Swamp Thing.
Yeah, because they got Alan Tudyk for the Joker. And, he's kind of had a face turn as the Joker.
Joker doesn't have face turns.
Yeah, he's had a flip-flop.
People like the Joker because, wacky, but it's like, just because people enjoy him as a villain doesn't mean he's had a fucking face turn. If they ever do a fucking run where Joker is a full-blown good guy and it's not the universe where everything's flipped upside down, then they've fucked up.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. He's the mayor now.
Fuck off.
Yeah, he ran for mayor because the kid that he adopted when he married this woman, needed some PTA changes, and the PTA didn't want to do it, so he became the mayor so he could fuck over the PTA.
I hate everything about what you just said. Because how did he get voted in?
Because his opponent was Jim Gordon, who is a massive alcoholic in this.
Okay, I'd take an alcoholic over someone who has literally killed thousands of citizens of the city time and time again.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It makes no sense.
However, Jim Gordon's PR manager was Two-Face. And halfway through the episode, the Joker's PR manager was Two-Face.
Yeah, okay.
So it was basically Two-Face doing all the work and deciding the outcome.
Oh, Queen Bee stepping up.
Oh, she can transmute herself.
Can she? That was just a reflection.
Okay, in that particular moment it was, but it does look like she can either transmute herself or do something else, like take over Sonny's powers temporarily. You are going to have to tell me when the next episode, when the thingy stops, because it did an auto roll onto the next episode because I was not paying attention enough.
Yeah, that's fine. Man, I feel a little bit bad for anyone who's continuing to watch our series, because for about half that episode, we talk about the production values of Top Gear. Like, what was your favourite part about the My Little Pony episode? The bit where they spoke about Top Gear for about 15 minutes. After Rick already decided to tell a rather grim story about
geocaching, yeah.
Bastard. I almost called you Bisto.
Yep. Oh, you can call me a Bisto, that's fine too.
Oh. Yeah. What's your opinion on Bisto? Fuck it, we're all in on the fucking randomness train today.
I like Bisto and Bisto alikes because you can make gravy without having to use burnt oven mess.
That's a way to describe it.
Yeah, so we're northern, and half the time when you cook something and roast it, we do it far too long, which means that there is going to be something burnt in the pan in the oven. Or in the pot or whatever. And it's nice to have some Bisto that you can just make and it be a normal piece of gravy.
I get what you're saying. The episode's ended now, so we'll move on in a moment. But the thing I like most about Bisto and Bisto alikes is when my mum cooks a turkey or chicken, she'll take some of the stock.
Yes.
And she'll mix that in and suddenly it's turkey or chicken gravy.
Yep. That's how you're meant to use it and how you're meant to make gravy. But ours always ends up burnt, so...
It is what it is. But yeah, that was the end of the first episode. What did you think?
I think it was a bit of a weak one for this season, but that's okay. It's setting things up still. We've not hit the halfway point. We're not getting to the crescendo yet. It was the Zip and Pip episode so far, and it was kind of mid. But yeah, how about you? What do you think?
I mean, I'm of the same mind. However, it's very apparent that they're going the tried and trusted route route of everyone gets their own episode, so they get a chance to sign. We've had Izzy, we've had Spark. Is it Sparky, the fucking sheriff?
Hitch,
fuck.
Yeah, Hitch is the sheriff, Sparky's the little baby dragon.
Oh, little bastard. But yeah, we got they had their 2 episodes last time. This one was, you're right, a double-up episode of Zip and Pip. So, yeah, I know what we're getting next, because unfortunately Netflix has this fun thing where if you pause it long enough, it gives you the episode description, and we're getting a Sunny episode next. So that will complete the gambit of all 5 getting their own episodes. So, yeah, we will move on to the next episode, but it does feel a bit unfair to give an MVP to both sets of episodes at the end, so we'll do the first episode now. So for episode 3 of My Little Pony Make Your Mark, Rick, who was your MVP?
I'm going to have to give it to Zip, because she was the one that drove the plot by tricking Pip, and then also she did most of the work when they were trapped and everything. So yeah, I don't really think... Okay, it was the Pipsqueaks that saved the day in the end, but like before that, Zip was doing all the work. How about you? Who's your MVP?
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. It's Zip. Zip Zip's low-key my favourite anyway, if for no other reason than her design is kick-ass.
Yeah.
But you've also got the fact that very early on, she's going to become Iron Pony.
Yeah, it does look neat, doesn't it?
So yeah, I'm looking forward to see if they even expand on that any further, or if it's just a nice background detail. But yeah, Zip gets double MVPs, not a big surprise to be honest. The unfortunate reality is, as cool and interesting as Pip's own character is, so far in both episodes where she's been a major player, she's very much been a damsel in distress, almost Rarity-like.
Yeah, and even then, Rarity episodes tend to still be pretty good.
Oh, I didn't say they were bad episodes, it's just, they need someone to be comforted, and at the moment Pip hasn't really, been the comforter so much as the comfortee.
Yeah, you got the boy, you got the tomboy princess, and you've got the girly girl princess.
Yeah, who is clearly marketed at younger generations, so it's no surprise that me and Rick can't really connect that well. But yes, we've waffled on a little bit too long, I think, between episodes. Let's get on to episode 4.
My Little Pony, Make Your Mark, Part 2, Episode 4, AliCon. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, you keep saying Part 2 instead of Chapter 2, and it's driving me nuts.
Well, that's what you get when you got a steering wheel down there.
There's no steering wheel down there, you just annoy me. Grrr.
So it's basically a cold open this time.
I guess so. Oh, god damn it, this is going to be the message of the episode. Alright, listen, eating a big bag of crisps and then a donut is pretty bad.
It is. Like having a snack main course and a snack pudding.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea. Look at the vampire ponies on the billboard.
Yeah, the demon one as well. The demon one is just a vampire as well. Looks a bit like Jimmy Carr.
Oh, fuck. Very interesting design choice. They decide to go for crinkle cut in My Little Pony world.
Yeah, and also there's a donut shop in the background, so, like, junk food is ubiquitous.
True.
Also, they're portraying the one who's got the bubblegum as eating junk food when you don't actually eat bubblegum.
Yeah, man, as long as it's sugar-free, there's no harm to you.
Yeah.
Shit.
And even if there is...
Go on.
Like, even if there is a bit of sugar, like, it's only a little bit. Like, look at the size of the bubblegum. There's less size than there is in a sugar cube.
Alright, fair enough, but as someone who has like a pack of chewing gum every shift...
Okay, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Mine's sugar-free, but there's 10 pieces. If that had sugar in it, we're talking about like 50-odd calories easy.
Yeah, I get you.
Whereas at the moment, it does that fun thing that sugar-free drinks do, and that is less than 1 calorie per piece. It's like, fucking eat that all day. And again, you're not really eating it, because if you swallow chewing gum, you've been taught wrong. On purpose, as a joke.
Yep. For someone that says, "Oh yeah, if you swallow chewing gum, you'll blow bubbles when you fart," or something stupid like that.
Well, the one that they used to try and scare you with as a child, the school children, the school teachers, as I should say, was if you swallow gum, it will stay in your digestive system for 12 years, which is bullshit.
Yep.
You still shouldn't swallow it, but,
But you're not going to die from swallowing it once by mistake.
And what was it as well? The other one was, if you eat an apple pip, you'll grow an apple tree in your stomach and die horribly. And it's like, that one kind of makes sense a little bit as to why you don't want kids eating apple pips, because they do contain very trace amounts of cyanide.
Yeah, but then it's weird that they draw attention to apple pips and not other pips, like watermelon pips.
I think maybe watermelon pips might have also had the same thing told about them.
Yeah, but you can't really avoid them. Like, if you eat watermelon, you get the pips.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's like the big supermarket cabal who just wants to make you buy the more expensive seedless forms of watermelon.
Yep. And good old seedless grapes. They do have the seed, but they're not turned into pull seeds.
So, sorry, here's the thing right now. It looks like the main villain is trying to fucking Emperor Palpatine Sunny and turn her into her Vader.
Yeah.
Bitch! That is just mean, isn't it? I'm having fun drinking my juice. Fuck
and
your
I've offered you
juice.
some. Yeah, I'm drinking my juice. I'm offering you some juice. No.
Bring me my vodka. This woman feels like she's the type who will lounge all evening on a couch drinking nothing but vodka while watching her shows.
Oh, she drinks the ex-husband's whiskey that he didn't get out of the house before they divorced. 3 years later, needs a new husband because the whiskey's run out, and has no idea what's the good stuff.
Yeah, fair. That's a fucking bass beat. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it is pretty generic, isn't it?
Yeah, you can thank Facebook for that shit.
Yeah.
Remember when it was just likes?
Yeah, so you got what? You got like, you got angry, you got cry. And, I remember when a poke was just nudging someone to make sure that they know you're still around. And then it very quickly devolved into pokes are only for people who are sexually interested in one another.
Are you fucking for real? Is that what that means? No. No, it doesn't.
It's what it devolved into meaning after like a year.
I've got I'm all flustered now because on Facebook there's a woman I've been poking for like 4 years. Since college. You know, it tells you how many times you poked each other back and forth.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we're up to like 520.
Yeah, so you may have predated the Willy aspect.
It has to be, man. It has to be. I was in college like 8 years ago. 10 years ago? A long time ago.
Yeah, more than a week.
You did manage to succeed in making me feel weird for a minute there, though.
Someone told my folks about that, and basically they never poked anyone ever since.
Wow. Oh, I like that hairstyle.
Yeah, she's not a performing monkey.
Yeah.
I do like how all the pipsqueaks have got the cardboard horn and wings on.
It looked like only 2 of them did. Oh, never change, is he?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fucking manipulation trick, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so they've all got all of the parts, but they've only got cardboard ones for the things they don't have.
Yeah, except for one of them looked like they only had the horn.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, going back to the Facebook thing, I remember when the new reactions got unveiled, and there was that big old joke of, yeah, we got all these options, but all we fucking wanted was a dislike button.
Yeah. So I think the angry face is the closest thing you've got to it.
Yeah.
But they wanted it to be Reddit, where you've got frickin' downvotes, and they actually mean something.
Yeah. And you got YouTube that got so fucking salty over one of their videos doing poorly that they got rid of the viewable dislikes.
Yep. You can still get a add-on that re-enables dislikes for you.
What a load of fucking effort.
It's still useful. So, the best thing about dislikes is they show you when a tutorial is bogus.
I guess, but I don't watch tutorials that often. Usually, I will prefer to go the written route, because you know what my opinion is on YouTube tutorials.
Oh yeah, it's all intro, like, comment, subscribe bullshit, and then a bunch of things that everybody already knows, and then 10 seconds of tutorial, and then a bunch of stuff that's not what's actually the video's about, and then a closing segment with another like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legends.
Yep.
Boy, we can never have them as a sponsor now.
I don't think they give a shit. Because we're giving them free sponsorship by mentioning them every time.
Hey man, I'll have you remember that the one time when I did, and it can't get cut out that I'm saying this now during this time because we're doing the live segment. Well, there was this one time where I shit on Raid Shadow Legends incredibly hard and ended my spiel with, yeah, but fuck them, I don't want them sponsoring the podcast anyway. And as soon as I stopped talking, you were like, you're going to have to cut that. And I was like, really? And then I ended up cutting it out of the episode because you were like, nah, I don't want to get rid of potential sponsors, despite the fact we're still on, like, 0 viewability.
Yeah. It's because we say the fuck word.
We'll just sell pimple cream.
Man, all I can think of now is Rusty's. What's wrong with Rusty cars?
This is very interesting that episode 4 is direct interaction between Sunny and Villain.
Hmm. Sunny squared.
Cool, it don't look right, does it, Sunny making that evil scowl?
No, it don't. It just goes to show how sunny Sunny is.
Very good. Oh boy, that's sad in its own way.
And yet relatable.
Yeah, I guess we can't really. But at the same time, we don't have any relevance in the digital world, so I feel like it doesn't really matter as much. It's hard to... You can't lose something you never had.
No, you can't. Closest thing you got is like the one that got away, and that's not a healthy thing to think about.
No. Oh, that's gross. That was a lot of baby dragon slobber on that fucking dummy.
Yep.
What are they called in America? Pacifiers?
Yeah, pacifiers. I think they call them a dodie over here these days. I don't know why.
What, not dummy?
Yeah, like, it is a dummy, but all the alleged adults call it a dodie these days. I don't know why.
I think that's a northern thing, Rick.
Oh, you dropped your dodie.
The fuck... Do you see that clown makeup she's fucking got on under her glasses?
Yeah. Yeah, she looks like a bit like a Gyaru.
Well, I was going to say, you just need to put a bit more white on there, and then she's basically a member of Kiss. That's my second Kiss reference during another episode of MLP. Let's see if I can keep it up.
Yeah, don't downplay the healing capabilities of the good old bubble bath.
Man, I don't think I've had a bubble bath for like 8 years.
I've not had a bath in 2 years. I just got a shower, so...
Well, I'm also a shower person because showers are quicker.
Yeah.
Not because you wash faster. It's just because what you're going to do in a shower, You're going to wash yourself and then fuck off. Bubble bath, you just kind of sink.
Yeah, you sink and you might go to sleep.
Probably shouldn't.
No. Apparently a modern thing is using a Ziploc bag to put your phone in, and then you got your phone in the bath.
I have heard of that. Look at these fucking brown noses.
Yeah, and they're literally shiny as well. I'm assuming it's just glitter that they put in the cheeks.
Probably. That's worrying, isn't it? Love you, Alicorn, not I love you, Sonny. They know her name!
And that's how, that's what gets rid of her powers. Idiot. She was one step away from dropping My Little Ponies.
Yeah. There's always one.
Yeah. When a chant ends, there's always one, yeah.
Bitch, they haven't seen you all day!
Yeah, and they were your friends before.
To be fair, like, again, another real world fucking example, eh? Like, people don't tend to care about causes unless a celebrity they like is backing it.
Yep.
Gotta love our culture, eh?
Although sometimes a good enough celebrity can make a good enough cause look even better. Like Dolly Parton and Books for Children.
Yeah, but Dolly Parton just does that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like her hobby is that charity that she just made herself and just pours her own fortune into it.
Like, I'm not going to be knocking Dolly Parton. As far as I'm concerned, she's a modern day saint. But
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm talking about people who are like, oh, fuck, I did a bad thing. Okay, here's 10 grand for this charity. People talk about it for about a month and then they stop caring.
Yeah, and for those people, 10 grand is a drop in the ocean.
Yeah. Man, it bugs me a little bit more with Pip here. Because, like, she's already a goddamn princess.
Yeah. That makes her a double attention whore.
Hey, guess what? People fucking up does get a lot of views.
Yep. That's why fail compilations are a thing.
Yeah. Hey, pizza and memes.
Yeah, totally. For people that don't know, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Sit on a couch watching memes, having pizza.
Man, we've done that exactly once about 4 years ago, and it's still one of my favourite things we've ever done.
Yeah, it's just chill, watching Vine compilations after Vine had gone away.
And man, it's such a shame that one of us wasn't into it.
Yeah.
Man, I still remember getting blown away by that dude. Like, it was pre-internet days meme of the dude at the beard show who made his beard into a cage for his head, and then everyone flipped their shit when he opened the door.
Yeah, a workable beard door.
Oh, cool, we can add just a little bit of Nazism to it.
Yeah, except the fact that she's obviously the one that is a disgrace to the other ones that we know about, like, as viewers. Knock.
Grond. 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 No? Okay.
Like, literally, if she just went and knocked, they'd probably just let her in. I remember that song. Cha-cha real slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the randos don't give a shit about your cause, but your friends do.
I feel like a community garden, once the plot is set aside, people will come.
Yeah.
Man, you and I live in Britain right now, Rick, and probably will do for the rest of our days, but there is currently still an allotment crisis.
Oh boy, I've not looked into this.
It's just like, people want allotments because they live in fucking London and there's nowhere to fucking have a garden, and there's like wait lists that will take you years to get to the top of to have a place in an allotment. Which, by the way, people not native to the UK, an allotment is basically just, here is a plot of land that is just a bunch of gardens.
Yeah. So you can either use it as just a fun garden, where you can just plant things for vanity, or you can grow things that are edible. My grandparents had one. It was about half a mile from where they lived. And they grew, like, sprouts and courgettes.
Oh, why not?
Despite having their own back garden where they grew rhubarb and strawberries. However, the rhubarb and strawberries were both more numerous and more time sensitive. When the rhubarb was ready, it needed to be harvested pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
And when the strawberries were ready, you wanted to get them before the slugs did.
Yeah. That was a rather abrupt ending to the episode. I thought that we'd had like another couple of minutes, but hey-oh, that was the end. And we ended it talking about allotments, which at least was kind of fitting.
Yeah. It was on brand for what was happening.
Yeah. Man, gardening's one of those things where I'm kind of jealous of people who have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Because I've tried a few times in my life to get into gardening, and I just never can.
Like, my folks have a garden, they enjoy doing it, they enjoy getting things out of it. I just can't enjoy being filthy.
Well, like, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to try and get into gardening as a kid, is because my dad fucking loved gardening before he got ill.
Yeah.
He'd spend most of his day outside in the back garden looking after flowers and vegetables and shit. And it was like, cool.
It'd be a real nice torch to pass, yeah.
Well, it was like, cool, I want to go do things with my dad. And then it was like, I can't get into this. And like, this was pre-console me. Because this was little young fucking 6-year-old didn't even have a PlayStation because they didn't exist yet. Yeah, I couldn't get into that shit. It's a shame. It looks very rewarding, but I guess it's something I don't have patience for, which is odd because I in general I consider myself quite a patient person.
Yeah, like, I'll be honest, the only time I actually cared about gardening at our old house was when we had a little vegetable plot. Because you could very definitely see the thing gets planted, the thing grows, and then the thing becomes a tangible thing that you could see in a shop.
I get you, man. One thing my dad used to like to do, because my dad had like a dozen grandkids, was he'd plant a sunflower for every grandkid.
Okay.
And it'd be like, cool, let's see who gets the tallest sunflower. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. Had its points to make. Rick, what did you think?
It was alright. I think it was better than some of the other focus episodes. Partly because it had a dual focus of villain and son. Sonny. I still forget the villain's name.
It's got Opal in it.
Yeah, Opaline or something. Yeah, when you hear it, you remember it for about 5 seconds. She's no Nightmare Moon. And yeah, we got the bit of her trying to Palpatine it. Yes, let your hate run through you, and realizing that's exactly the opposite of how Sonny's powers work. But yeah, what do you think?
I think it was okay. It was a bit weird having the initial message of junk food bad, and then very quickly going from that to popularity isn't everything.
Yeah. It's one of those. She had the cause just so she could have a cause, just so they could prove that nobody gave a shit about it.
Yeah. As an aside, junk food at the moment, we've got legislation in the country now. I don't know if you've heard of this. I've heard of it because I do training about it because retail sucks.
Okay.
There's a law that in order to try and curb junk food consummation, we're not allowed to basically put food with a certain amount of sugar or salt levels on promotion or by the checkouts.
Okay.
Basically, it's like this will stop people from impulsively buying it, and I'm like, okay, couple of things. No, and they'll just go to where it is now.
Yeah. That said, I tend not to buy garbage at full price.
Oh, it's still on offer. It's just not on the promo ends.
Right. Okay.
Like you can still slice the prices. You just can't put them on an end where people are just going to walk past and go, oh look, such and such is this price. You have to go down the cake aisle and go, oh look, cakes are only 50p or something stupid, you know?
Right. I completely misunderstood that. I thought it wasn't allowed to be on offer at all.
No, it could go on offer, but it can't be in a prominent location where someone can just impulsively go, oh, that looks good, boom. So all the fucking promo ends that used to have like cakes and now got cereal.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's so much cereal that isn't sugar that it still counts.
Here's some filth for you. The legislation doesn't cover stuff made in store, so it means stuff made by the bakery like cakes and cookies are exempt, which means the first thing they did was they took a table, put a bunch of bakery cookies on it and put it right by the checkouts.
Yep, and there's one right by the entrance as well up here. They've got like a big old table of like freshly baked donuts.
Yep.
Like the jelly bean donut, like there's no jelly inside it, it's just a ring donut, it's just caked in jelly beans.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's the most obvious example of not following the spirit of the law I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like malicious compliance. Yeah.
But yes, with that out of the way, let's get down with our normal three. Rick, favourite moment?
I think my favourite moment was when Sonny just ignored the Palpatine orders. When I like this, I like my friends, I love being there for people who love me for who I am, and that's when she got her powers back. Like the whole internal monologue that subverted everything that was trying to be accomplished in a negative way and just proved that that's why she's the main character. But yeah, how about you? What was your favourite moment?
It was a very early moment, and it was barely even a moment, but just the barest of hints that we might get an Iron Pony. It's all I can think about.
Yeah. That could be fun coming up.
But yes, we don't only talk about the good, we also have to talk a little bit about the bad. So with that in mind, Rick, weakest link.
My weakest link is I'm finding it. Last week, I liked Pip and showing a lot of concern for the Pipsqueaks. This week, we had Pip in 2 episodes, one where she was more prominent than the other, and she wasn't doing it for me. She's not doing a very good job of being sympathetic to an old man.
Yeah, I mean, we've brought it up before already, haven't we? It's like, the show's not marketed to us full stop. I know the Friendship is Magic also wasn't, but like, it was still enjoyable. But in this instance, like, there's some characters you can find admirable traits in, but as 2 old, bitter men from England, I think we can both say Pip ain't doing it.
Yeah, she's not marketed to us, and it shows, but that's okay. How about you? What was your weakest link?
I think it's become quite apparent in these last 2 episodes that it's just really not gripping my interest in general. Like, both episodes we went on tangents and then we never really got back to the episode. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like, even when we started with the movie all the way back when that came out, we straight up admitted that we know it's not going to be Friendship is Magic. We know they've moved on to a different route, and that's okay, but it's very kiddie.
Yeah, it's like whenever there's a new season of Pokemon, it's not to cater to the long-term fans that have been watching it from the beginning. It's to cater to the new batch of kids who've been born recently, and they need something to watch because they've got to live that part of their lives every day.
I mean, you've also got to bear in mind that that exact same philosophy applies to the games. The reason why a lot of old fans hate new games is because they're not for you.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is. Like, there's not much. They might turn it around in the back half of the season. We will not know until the season's finished. But there is one more thing we need to do before we move on with our lives. Rick, the all-important question is, who is the MVP?
Well, because we're doing an MVP for each episode, if you watch this episode, you got to give it to Sunny. Like, it can't go anywhere else, in my opinion. She was the episode, and the whole point of it was like her route of discovery of, the people who I actually care the most about are the ones that care the most about me, no matter what I am, what I'm doing this second, who I am, and all that. Well, not so much who I am, because, that's part of the person that they care about. But yeah, you've got to give it to Sunny. How about you? Who is your MVP?
I'm going to be a bit more broad with it, because Sunny kind of wound me up during this episode.
Okay.
Like, it's something that happens in almost every series that has the core, not trope, but message of friendship trumps all, and that is, person abandons their friends for new friends or for popularity, finds out, oh, that's wrong, because, it's something everything fucking tackles. That's fine, I'm not going to harp on about it, but for that reason, I can't really give the MVP award to Sunny, because I wanted to fucking be like, shut the fuck up and go back to your friends. And, when they found each other again, her first thing was, oh, do you want me, or do you want the famous me? And her friends were like, dude, you pissed off for the day, what do you want us to do? So my MVP award is going to go to the group for pulling together to make the community garden to remind Sunny that, hey, you were a fucking idiot. It's a very long-winded way of explaining that, but I can't give it to Sunny. Oh, so annoying this episode.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that makes 4 out of 8 episodes of My Little Pony Make Your Mark. Join us again next week, where we'll tackle episode 5 and 6, and we'll round out the month the week after. So yeah, all that's left to say is, if you're watching on YouTube, we've got the comment section down below. If you're not watching on YouTube, but instead listening via one of our many audio platforms,
you can send us an email. And where would you send such an email to?
You can do it.
Yeah, okay. You'd send the email to nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's going to be a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.